到嚟我哋今個系列嘅最後一集啦。嚟到里斯本唔少得嘅當然就係要坐下電車啦。我而家身處嘅就係里斯本嘅電車博物館啦。呢度有各式各樣唔同嘅電車。啱啱咧我哋仲坐咗一架有100年歷史嘅電車添啊！如果大家嚟到里斯本，都不妨去坐下最著名嘅28號電車。坐喺電車上面，沿住軌道一路欣賞老城嘅風景，都真係一個幾好嘅體驗嚟㗎。雖然葡萄牙嘅黃金簽證淨係需要申請人每年嚟到7日，不過咧我哋都試過有啲客嚟完旅行之後，因為好中意呢度，所以決定一家大細一齊搬過嚟㗎。如果你真係決定嚟到長居，生活嘅適應上又有啲咩注意呢？首先我哋就講下食物先啦。呢一度咧都有一個咧少少嘅唐人街㗎。頭先我哋入去行咗一圈，見到佢有中菜啦、日本菜啦、韓國菜、越南菜等等。如果你真係好中意食呢啲菜式嘅話咧，相信呢度都會揾到合適你食嘅嘢食。而如果你中意自己買啲嘢翻去煮咧，呢度咧都有亞洲超市嘅喎。頭先我仲見到佢有香港製造嘅出前一丁麻油麵添啊。食物咧就講到呢度啦。咁至於語言方面，如果你真係決定搬嚟長住咧，唔多唔少都要學下啲葡文嘅。就好似之前我都有上過葡語體驗課程，學咗一啲簡單嘅詞語，例如係 Hola、Bom dia、Obrigada 等等。當然啦，如果你係諗住申請永居或者國籍嘅話咧，你就要通過 A2 嘅葡語考試啦。咁咧，你係要通過聽說讀寫4個 paper 啦 ，pass 咗咧，你先可以申請嘅。間中咧都會有申請人問我哋啊，如果我唔想讀書，唔想去考試，有冇一啲替代方案啊？其實就有㗎。葡萄牙呢幾年咧都出現咗一啲網上嘅課程啦，亦都係政府認可嘅。基本上只要你完成指定嘅課程，你就會可以直接攞到呢個證書㗎啦。而家就等我哋同其中一個課程嘅創辦人了解一下點樣可以喺唔需要考試底下就可以直接攞到證書啦。Okay, Francesco, now let's have a little lesson together. Let me tell you what I know in Portuguese. Hola, hello, bom dia, good morning, and obrigada, thank you in a female version, and obrigado in a male version. Now, can you teach me a bit more?
Of course. First of all, I'm very impressed. You did your revision from the last time with Andrea, so well done. So I thought that since we're here in a restaurant, we might as well just teach you some things about food and drink that we have here in Portugal, but I'll make it more difficult this time, okay? So I want to make you practice. So let's start with bread.
Yeah.
Okay, so bread in Portuguese, you say pão, so P-A-O, pão.
Pão.
Yeah.
Pão.
Well done.
Correct. So in Cantonese, we say min bao.
Min bao. Okay.
Pão. A bit similar.
Yeah, so pão.
Pão. Okay, I got it. Pão.
Well done, well done. So then I thought about coffee.
Yeah.
So coffee in Portuguese, you say café.
Café.
Yes, it's similar.
That's easy. So in Cantonese, we call café. Café. Similar.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, since you're having a tea, tea in Portuguese, you say chá.
Chá.
So C-H-A.
Chá.
Chá.
Okay. In Cantonese, we say茶.
Okay.
Chá.
Nice. And now I'll make it more difficult now.
Okay.
So the last one I wanted to teach you for today is, since you're a girl, so girl in Portuguese, you say rapariga.
Huh? Say it again.
Rapariga.
Capalica.
Yeah. More or less. Okay, well done, well done. So yeah, that's just some words for you to memorize for the next time.
Now I already forgotten what you teach me. I just remember POW, and then I forget the rest. So actually, for Golden Visa applicant, for them to apply for permanent residency and citizenship, it's mandatory that they will have to pass the A2 Portuguese level. I understand it's like similar to a primary 3 level here, but someone from Hong Kong or the rest of the world who have no experience with Portuguese, I assume it's quite difficult to learn and take the exam, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're talking about an exam that will have 4 different parts. So you have the speaking, the writing, the listening, and the talking. So it can be slightly difficult for someone who is not very used to Latin languages. So especially, the writing part is usually the most difficult to learn, because even if you practice the talking, when you actually have to do an essay or something like that, it can get a bit tricky. So yeah, that's one of the probably the biggest difficulties in the whole process. So,
that sounds quite difficult. I think if I have to learn orally in Portuguese, I think it would be okay. It just takes time. But then maybe listening or even writing, I think it would be a really hard job for me. So do you have any exemption? Like how, if I don't want to take the exam, is there any way I can be exempt from it?
Yes, so there's actually a course that you can take that basically exempts you from having to do the exam, which we found to be like the easiest way for Golden Visas to actually progress in their application. So it is an online course, first of all, so they can do it from the comfort of their homes, so they don't have to be in Portugal to take this course. And there's no mandatory tests or there's no formal assessment that they need to pass to complete the course. So it is a much simpler way to actually complete their requirement. It's just an online course that they would have to do 150 hours. So it can be, a bit of a long course, but at least they are guaranteed that they will actually achieve the certificate without having to go through the hassle of having to take the exam. And we do focus mostly on the oral parts, because we do understand that when a Golden Visa comes to Portugal, even if it's only for the 2 weeks that they have to be here every 2 years, they're mostly going to want to communicate rather than having to do an essay in Portuguese. That's not really going to be very, very mandatory when they come. So we do focus a lot more on the oral parts, and we found it to be a lot more interesting for them as well.
So that's very great. That means I can sit at home with my cat, and then I just need to have a laptop, and then I open the camera and have the class.
Yes, exactly. So you always be with a teacher. So there's always a teacher going to be there present. She will be speaking in English as well. So she'll be able to communicate with you. You'll be in a group with other people, so that you actually feel like you're also progressing with other students. And then yes, once you complete the 150 hours, you get the certificate that you need to complete your application.
What am I expected to do in the course? Do I have to speak, for the 150 hours, or can I just sit there and then hugging my head and just rest?
You can definitely hug your cat, because I'm sure he deserves it.
My cat is a girl.
I'm sure she deserves it. But no, you do have to practice a little bit with the teacher as well, because obviously we do want you to learn, and we do understand that time is money. So obviously, if you're going to be spending 150 hours with us, we might as well try to make the most of it and try to actually make you learn as much as you can. But it's not going to be those super hardcore courses where you're going to be like full on, having to be 100% there. So we just want you to learn as much as you can. And then yes, once you complete the course and the hours, you'll get the certificate that you need to complete your application. So it's a very relaxed way, I would say, to complete that requirement, which is sometimes the biggest hassle that Golden Visas face when they're going through the 5-year process.
And I saw that, with the 150 hours, actually only 90% of attendance is required.
Yes, so obviously, again, we understand how the Golden Visas applicants have their lives, which are sometimes very busy people. So we understand that, if we're having to go through a fixed timetable, that sometimes they can feel that 1 or 2 days they might have, a business dinner or something, a commitment that they really need to go to, and they can't make it to the course. So we believe it wouldn't be fair for them not to complete the course just because they have other things in their lives, which is perfectly acceptable. So we do have a 10% margin of classes they can miss along the course, which we do feel that will give them some allowance to miss some classes for their own things to do. And even if they need to go slightly above the 10%, we can provide them with makeup classes that they can use just to fulfill the 135 hours, which is, the 90% of the 150, and they'll still complete the course with us.
And so is it guaranteed to receive the certificate at the end of the course? Have you come across anyone that could not get the certificate?
No. I'm glad to say that we have a 100% completion rates, because again, the only thing that we actually require from them is for them to attend the 90%. So, there's no formal exams or any formal qualifications that they need to pass along the course to complete it. So as long as the people can commit to the time that they need to spend with us, we will make sure that they are in the level that they need for the certificate. So yes, they will definitely receive it if they start it with us.
So with Golden Visa, obviously you can apply with free generation. I can apply together with my parents, and I can bring my spouse and kids. That means actually all of us can sit into the lesson together and learn it?
Yes, and that happens quite often actually. So sometimes people want to do it more as a family, and obviously I've been speaking a lot more about the group courses because that's the most popular option that we have. But we sometimes also do the private courses, which people can just do the courses either by themselves or as a couple or even as a family of 3 or 4, which is often very fun to do because people might feel that this is almost like a family project that they will do together, and they can practice at home in the meantime, and they will all be learning as they go. So they will always be at the same level once they complete the course. So yeah, that's actually an option. And it's a very frequent one actually. So yeah, you can do it.
You mentioned that the course will be taught in English.
Yeah.
Do you teach the course in any other language?
Yes, so we also have the option of teaching the course in Mandarin, in Turkish and Russian. So we have those 3 languages that our teachers can also provide. We still don't have it in Cantonese, I'm afraid, but we will work on that as well, as the time goes. So yeah, if you do have some clients that are more comfortable in taking the classes in Cantonese, for example, in Mandarin, for example, we can provide them with classes in their own language, in their first language, which can sometimes be even more comfortable for them to be able to learn in the language that they're used to speaking. Yeah.
With the certificate that I will be getting at the end of the course, is it recognized by the government, or how long is it valid for?
Yes, so it definitely is recognized by the government. So we do have a partnership with a professional school. The professional school that we work with is called Cristóvão Colombo, and they actually are part of the recognition by the government for these type of courses. So the certificate that you will receive by taking the course with us will be perfectly valid for the completion of the language requirement that you need. When that process of the 150 hours finishes, you will not have to do any extra things, so it will be the only requirement that you need for the citizenship application.
So how long is the course duration? Because 150 hours seems a bit long for me. How many months do I have to commit into this?
Yeah, so again, we have different options because we do understand that every person is different. So some people might prefer to do it faster. Some people might have more time to do it, so they prefer to do it in a more relaxed way. So we do have 2 different group courses that people can choose from. So we have the standard course, which is only 4 hours a week. So it's divided into 2 days because every class will be 2 hours. But this will be a bit of a long course, so it will last them about 9 months. But some people prefer to do it faster because they just want to progress into their application. So we do offer a fast track option, which is 5 times a week, 2 hours per day, and that will run for only 15 weeks, which is about 3 months, give or take. But this is for the group courses. But in the private option, people can do it as they want. So we've had some classes that said, well, I want to do this in a month. So let me know how many hours I have to do per day, but I need to complete it in 1 month. And we can do it for them. So we are very flexible. So that's what I'm trying to say. Here at Simple Master, we do offer the option for them to do at the speed that they feel comfortable in doing, basically.
So apparently there is a time difference, from Hong Kong and Portugal. Yeah. Like, can I do it after work, evening time, or even weekend?
Absolutely. So again, we're very flexible in that sense. We say that the only hours that we can't really commit to is when it's nighttime in Portugal. So if it's middle of the night in Portugal, we won't be able to provide classes. But we are lucky to work with Hong Kong in a way that you're actually behind us in terms of time. It's about 8-hour difference. So when it's 8 o'clock, for example, in Hong Kong, it will be midday for us. So it's perfectly acceptable for us to have, a time that would suit the afternoon sessions for you or even weekends. We do offer that option. So again, we're very flexible. So as long as the client tells us which time they prefer to do it, we will always find a solution to work with them.
Would you be able to tell me what sort of difference is your course compared to other courses in the market?
Yeah, again, so we do focus a lot on flexibility, as I have mentioned previously. So we give the choice to the client to choose everything about the course. So how many hours per day they want to do, at what times, at what days. So I think this gives them the chance to do it in their own time, which I believe it's a big plus for a lot of the clients. And also, even for our group sessions, we offer very small classes. So we do have a maximum of 8 students per class in our group courses. Because again, we do feel that, especially since this is an online course, if it's too many people, I think students will just not learn and they will feel that probably they're wasting their time. And that's the last thing that we want with our clients. So we want them to feel that they're actually taking the most of the course. And that's why we limit at 8 students per class. And we feel that way the learning is actually effective. And the last thing I would say is also a big plus for our courses compared to others is that our teachers, as I mentioned, they do teach in either English or even in some of their mother languages, which no one else does in the market. So again, this is another thing that we feel that will make our clients a bit more comfortable whilst taking our courses. And yeah, so far it's been going great.
Sounds great. So as this is the last episode in our video series, we have a little gift for our audience. I understand that if our client were to opt for your course, because some of our clients already signed up for your course, they will have a special discount.
Yes, so we are happy to give all of your clients the 5% discount when they're joining our course, which is again a small gift that we are offering you and your clients, which hopefully they will be able to take advantage of and join with us in the next near future. So we'd love to have them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
今次返到嚟葡萄牙真係好開心啊！跳咗我一路以嚟好想跳嘅降落傘，又出咗海玩獨木舟，仲去咗農場體驗同埋睇動物添啊！如果你係黃金簽證嘅申請人，每年需要嚟7日嘅話呢，就可以參考下我哋今次嘅行程啦，真係好好玩㗎！而如果你仍然係有興趣想申請黃金簽證，通過移民不移居嘅方式攞到歐盟護照呢，就可以考慮下我哋今個系列所推薦嘅基金啦。呢幾年嚟呢，葡萄牙市面上都已經出現咗幾十隻唔同嘅基金啦，而我哋經過了解同埋觀察，特別篩選咗幾隻值得推介嘅基金俾大家。希望我哋呢個旅程所帶嚟嘅資訊都可以幫到大家啦！我哋約定你下個旅程再見，拜拜。